I don't have my numbers in front of me, I can't tell you.
Okay.
So that's like
Okay.
22
It's like
point.
159, 200 and some thousand is what we get from, I believe, from the clerk's office.
And when is that paid?
Different months.
Different months,
Just whenever
whenever
you're,
you license your vehicle.
When you license your vehicle?
yeah, it'd be January through December. Different,
Okay,
different months.
okay, yeah. I just didn't know when it was paid. Okay, thank you, girls.
Okay.
So the next lowest to ours, what I found, of course my eyesight's not the best in the world, and my print was pretty small, was Lawrence County is 27%. That was the next lowest in the state of Kentucky. And Martin County was the lowest at 22.3. That's what, $100 value per $100 value of vehicle, right? Is that how it, how is it?
It's a percentage of whatever you
Okay,
pay for
I
that.
want to call the meeting to order. Our first item on the agenda is discussion and possible action on property, motor vehicle tax, and utility rates.
In front of you, for the school year 2015-16 tax rates, these are, the top one, I'm sorry, is your real estate and tangible, that's the compensating rate. And exonerations is 0.6, so the total of that rate would be 76.1. Last year it was 76. Motor vehicles, 22.3, and utility is 3. And then you have the long sheet or the legal size page, and this is what I did for the board last year, and I just updated it. And this was the 2.5 as the subsection you'll see on the top half. I know you mentioned it at the last board meeting, but it shows it right there, and it goes across the board to 76. So you're looking at 76, if you do compensating, 76.1 per 1,000. $76.1 per 1,000.
What is it now?
Right now, it's 76. And with the compensating, it's 75.5 compensating rate is what we've been given, but the board can add the 0.6 for the exonerations, and that is just to take into account for exemptions, for people who have exemptions.
So basically, it's keeping the same rates you had.
Basically, other than a 0.1, yes. And I would recommend, because the state does allow that, and it will still stay within compensating if you add the 0.6.
It was still what?
It will still stay within compensating rate,
Yes.
which means no hearing, no recall, and it doesn't have to be advertised. This is all the advertisement it will be is in the meeting now.
So this is what the state wishes for us to take the compensating rate?
Well, no, the state would really rather you take the 4% every year, is what they have recommended, the 4% every year.
Which would be, yeah.
80.
Well, since we put on the nickel tax last year, and so we showed something for those people, which I've talked to several people in the county, and you know, we don't mind paying the nickel tax, but we want to see something for our money, and right now we haven't shown them a whole lot for the money, and I'm not for raising, you know, property tax until.
I'm not raising property tax either.
The state,
I think
the
we
state
got
would want us to
compensating
take 78.5 on that.
Yes.
Okay. Leave it what it is. That's
6.1.
76.1, yeah.
Which actually, property tax would, as far as looking at surrounding districts, we're a little bit higher than.
Let the committees-
What did you say, Roger?
Surrounding districts, we're higher on property tax.
We are?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the nickel is built into that 76.1. The extra nickel is built into that 76.1, so that is,
Is that what you recommend, Tammy?
that is compensating. And assessments have gone up, so the board will generate more money than last year, which is what we need. So I think that is a good number myself, but you all can discuss it, and compensating is a good number. And a good revenue increase, you know, you'll receive a good amount of revenue at 76.1 for this year.
what will it cost the individual? I know it will depend, right?
Yes, and I gave you a sheet, a spreadsheet, and it shows you that if you have a $100,000 home, then it's gonna be $761 for property tax.
And what is it now?
It
Same
is
thing.
yeah,
Same
70,
thing.
76, 760.
We keep it the same,
So I'll
but the
make a
property
motion, we
values
go
went
for
up.
That would keep it the same.
The same?
Yeah.
I vote too, I won't vote for it to be raised.
Let me get this right. We're paying,
But now there are other, if you get a property tax bill, you're gonna have other, you know,
Yeah, I understand
taxes
that.
on there, yes.
I understand that. But let me get this right. We as a board last night, and me regrettingly, approved for the, gave direction to spend about, I don't know, $10,000 to design 2 different buildings that were not designed in the plan. And tonight and also we talked about going for extra money, but we're not for helping ourselves. Is that what I'm hearing? I mean,
I'm not gonna raise, I'm not gonna raise.
is that what I'm hearing?
I'm not even,
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm asking the
No, I
question.
think you're wrong about that.
Well, how am I wrong? Tell me.
We're to help ourselves, we helped ourselves considerably last year.
Well, I know that, but Roger, did we not, or it's gonna cost us about $10,000 or $12,000 for them to design extra money out of our money from our school
okay.
to design that. Is that correct?
It shouldn't for the vocational school, because when they first presented, I wasn't on the board and you weren't on the board,
Mhm.
but it was
part of
included.
it.
It was part of it.
It's included part of the package.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna cost us any more?
I didn't ask him, but it shouldn't. It was originally in,
I see where you're coming from. I did not know that it was in the original.
well, several people have told me that.
Well, I have no reason to doubt you.
Right, well, I mean, you and I weren't on the board,
Right.
but that's what I was told.
It
That
was,
when they presented it, it was with the vocational school.
it was never,
was?
and Kathleen can correct me if I'm wrong, it was never when we only got money for the, school, all of a sudden we started hearing this term, a co-located ACT.
Well, see,
And I'm thinking, okay, I mean,
it's just me then, I guess, because it was my understanding from their discussion back to us that it was gonna cost us more.
Did
Yeah,
they say
yeah.
that?
Yes.
Somehow I got that. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, yeah, I remember the other
Did
night,
he say it was going to cost us more?
He did.
he said it would.
And I asked, I
Yeah.
spoke up and asked if they could give us a price on the cost of the schematics for the additional ATC, and he didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything, he said he could,
Well, see,
they could,
But if it was told that to us that it was part of the code, and it was
presented.
part of the design, then it shouldn't cost us. I'm in agreement with Ms. Walker.
That's how they got the bid. I mean, when they presented their bid, as from what
Well,
I've been
somebody
told.
needs to
One of them-
talk to those people.
yeah, they didn't,
That was part of their bid though, Gary, when they turned it over to you all and you all voted for them.
I know
that
this
was
is a
in-
special meeting and this is not on their agenda, so we can't really discuss
Oh,
it.
okay.
No, it's part of my rationale.
Tax, for the
Yeah,
taxes.
that I was
taxes and
looking
stuff like
at.
that.
Let me see if I can find something on that.
I do
Some
know-
pictures or something from the very start, okay?
Yeah.
I'll bring them to you. if I
But it
find them.
wasn't that we're talking out of, I mean, that was part of my rationale about
Raising the
we're
taxes.
needing
Yeah,
money
taxes, yeah,
Yes.
and we're spending money. That's what, I mean, I don't think I'm out of order.
no,
I don't think so either. I think you're trying to figure out why we won't do it if we have to pay extra,
Sure.
but we shouldn't have to.
So you understand my rationale?
Yes, I
Thank you.
understand completely.
yeah, of all the presentations that was given us by Sherman Carter, Barnhart, Ross Tarrant, all the other companies, there was never any discussion other than a school, right?
Right.
There was nothing about a vocational school in that.
But there-
That came after. And Mr. Meadows
So we're anyway.
used the term a co-located ATC. And, that was his, that was more or less his budget. It wasn't at the direction of the board. That was what he wanted it. Is that correct, Kathleen?
I was told that it was in it. And I think you wrote a paper, in the paper last week that it was in it. It included it.
I wanted it included, but I don't think it was, I don't think there's anything in the paper to say that was in the original design.
When he was talking about the price, I thought he meant the price to build it with or the price to build without.
That, he talked about that too, but I thought also
I could be wrong.
increase, well, you know, you're not wrong on that because he talked about that. But,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I do want to share this with you, on the taxes, and I didn't point it out, and, but I do want to make the board aware of, because assessments have gone up, but take into account that, here is a number, I'm going to circle it, and then we'll just pass it on down, of how much money the state says the compensating rate will bring in. And then I'm going to also circle a number of what we received this current year. And the two circles, the larger amount is what we will receive because assessments have gone up. Now, when you see those numbers, I just want you to observe caution because it doesn't mean we're going to receive 100% of what they have on there. And also, keep in mind that we are losing $500,000 next school year because of, in our SIG funds, because of the, enrollment. So this money with the 75 or the 76.1 will help offset, hopefully by the end of this year, if as you board have implemented a new budgeting system as far as approving expenses and requests for expenses as you check your budget, and as you have implemented that process, I believe that we will be able to contain our expenses this current year and end with a decent balance with the tax money that is coming in at 76.1. That will help offset the $500,000, and we'll be looking at in January when we discuss our draft budget. So one number is what we have received this year. The larger number is what the 76.1 is projected to bring in. But that is, again, at 100%. You're not going to get that number, all of it. But it will help offset the $500,000 loss of SIG funds for next year. So I think that is the sunny side of this picture. Assessments have gone up.
see,
Quite a bit. Did you say a percentage?
I did not do a percentage, but they have gone up. And one number is what we received last year, of this past year. And then one is what is projected, the two numbers that I circled. The higher one is what is projected at 76.1 at 100%.
100%.
At 100%. You will not receive 100%. And I have not seen all the individual assessments from the PBA office. I have requested them. He said he will get those to me.
Do you know what percentage that we got last year?
Actually, it was around 95%.
That's what I
But it was 95%, but when I look at those, on my minerals spiked, and they shouldn't have. So, I'm not sure what money came in. It could have been from a couple of previous years. There was another number, franchise, came in a lot higher than we anticipated. But as we look at our budget and we went over those comparisons, if you went back 3 years, sometimes it would drop down to 200,000. I think we received 700,000 this year. But what happens if it drops down to 200 on franchise or on mine minerals? Then you have to prepare for those events. But at 76.1, I believe that is a good number projected to come in for our revenue this year.
Last year, our rate was 75.5, is that correct?
Our rate last year was 76,
Well, 76, okay.
Yeah,
Where is that?
right here. It's on both these sheets.
Where?
The long one, the long one, you will see that subsection was 2.5, and then it came to 64, and then you added the extra nickel, so it came to 76, right here. And it came to 76. It was 69.4, then you added the extra nickel, and it came to 76.
76, okay.
And so, yes, and then this is this year if you go with compensating. And 4%, it shows all the different numbers.
So definitely don't wanna go 4%. So keep the same rate that we had last year.
Except at .1, which is not increasing, it's just the exoneration. I would really do that. I know it's just $1, but on 1,000, 100,000. I'd still do it. Especially with the state always recommending the 4%. But again, we're in a different situation where we did the extra nickel last year.
I think that between 76 and 76.1, everybody's gonna say you raised. Or if you kept it at 76, what's gonna be the difference between the 76 and 76.1? What would be, okay, the exoneration, what would be the difference money-wise?
Now that I have to do a little work to see what money-wise it would be.
What would you say?
But that is to offset exemptions. So you're gonna have those, and especially when you look at the economy, and you know there are families who are taxpayers who have left their district. You know, I don't even know if you can count on exact numbers that we received this year from taxpayers. The economy has changed from last year. And these, again, are just projected numbers, so. I can get you any more information you need or point out anything on your charts that you need me to explain.
We just have to be set.
It's your choice. I think you have 45 days, and then it goes to, I think it's 45 days, and then it goes to compensating automatically, and that would be without the
No.
exoneration. You could set it now. You could have set it, you could have set it Monday. It's not the extra nickel, it's not those types of, it's not the 4%. It's something that you can set whenever the board wants to do that. Again, if you wait 45 days, you'll miss the exoneration, and it will just automatically go to compensating.
So the 1% is $1 per 100,000 or per 1,000?
No, it's 110. It's, instead of paying $76 a hundred, you're gonna pay 76.10 cents per hundred. Right, that's 76.1.
400,000, you're gonna pay $760. Or this point one, you're gonna pay $761.
Yeah.
So it's just $1.
Just
Now, a $100,000 home, you're talking about $1.
761 instead of 760?
Yeah, you pay 761 on a $100,000 home.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a motion,
Okay,
and whether it passes or fails, but I'm
okay.
for, having it at 76.1 to include the exonerations for next year.
Okay, I have a motion, do I have a second?
I second.
Have a second, all in favor, say aye.
I vote no.
Aye.
Aye.
Kathleen?
Well, it's just 1%, we'll get this over with tonight.
No, it's not 1%. It's not,
I mean,
it's not 1%. It's a,
0.6%, I'm sorry,
It's-
0.6.
You're gonna lose $500,000 next year.
I'll
That's all
vote aye, because we do.
yeah. But here's the thing about it. Here's,
It's, I think it passes.
yeah,
Go on.
okay.
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 Opposed? Okay, got one no? All right, no. Okay, no's. Okay, what about our motor vehicle tax?
Is that on there now, the motor vehicle?
It is.
This is the tax
Yeah.
setting season.
But we never touched that, right?
No, if you all have just,
When was the last time it
Is that
was?
me?
I've been here 21, 22 years, and to my knowledge, it's never been raised. And I did bring that up at certain times, and I gave some information similar to what Mr. Harless did, but at that time, it didn't.
I mean, look at some of the
We had the
higher.
extra nickel and.
What would it,
Paintsville Independent 72.7, Pikeville Independent 79.3. Of course, the highest in the state, I guess, is Bellevue, which that's a reach, $1.14, you know, but the lowest in the state is Martin, followed by Lawrence County, 27. And then after that, everybody else is pretty much, Elliott County's one of the, they're 56.5, McGoffin's 57.6.
what that going,
What do you suggest, Mr. Harles?
What would
You've
it-
done the research on it.
how much
Well, you know,
more?
which I know, I'm rather increased property tax, and I don't know how long, you know, we haven't increased vehicle tax, and I'm looking at comparable rates, you know, I know raising taxes is political suicide, but but I just can't see us paying, or 22.3, and everybody else is paying. Of course, Lawrence County again was the next lowest at 27, but if I was gonna raise taxes, that's what I would. That's
How much would that generate, though? We don't know.
what you got.
How many vehicles are there?
Some-
I mean,
How much, what percentage of that would come to the school? What percentage of that comes to the school now? Do you have any idea?
oh, everything.
This is the school
Well,
tax.
this is school, this is.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
a
the school
school,
tax, that's
yeah.
all that, you all can say it is a school tax,
It's
so
like
22.3 will
52,
come
it's
to,
like-
now, currently comes to
We're paying
school.
22.3, or we as citizens in Martin County are paying 22.3 per 100 for school on this vehicle tax. Whereas somebody in Pikeville is paying 79.3 per $100, right? Which I'm not a good accountant, you know. Johnson County, they're paying 52.5 per 100 on their vehicles, school tax. Lawrence, 27. If you look at Bellevue again, $1.01 per 100 school tax.
If you got a $10,000 car, then you're gonna pay $22.30. If you raise that 22.3 to 30, let's say if you raise it to 30, and that person's gonna pay $30. The thing about how much money is that gonna generate? How much more money is that gonna generate?
Just from memory, I'm thinking 160,000 is what, on 160,000 on average of motor vehicle tax we receive within a year. So if you do a third of that, you would
If you-
receive
Yeah, give it like a
40,000, 50,000
percentage.
more.
Well, every year, the vehicle tax goes down as it degenerates in value, right?
Yes.
So it's nothing we could say how much we're gonna get per year.
Yeah, but you could,
But if you
you
do-
could figure out what you've got in the past, 160,000.
What's your suggestion, Mr. Harles?
Yes.
But you're
Yeah,
right,
Mr. Harles.
you're right,
It's your
Ms. Walker.
suggestion. I can't
You
depend on
can't,
it.
you can't,
My
it's,
car, it's not worth much, so I wouldn't be paying a whole lot more. Somebody's got a nice ride, might be paying.
I said that on camera.
yeah, and those people,
If you increased it a third, let's say that you raised it. If you raised it from 22 a third, it's gonna be 30, 33, 34, almost 34. Then if you raised it a third, then you would expect
That's 27 cents.
that 160
and if
some
cows
thousand to
raise
be about
5,
56,
You're
right?
trying to get me beaten, isn't it?
It ain't gonna be that much more money. It's not gonna be,
Actually,
Raise it this year, don't raise it next year.
huh?
say it's been 20 years.
I've been here,
He's already
I
out.
don't know when it was last touched.
Uh,
So,
I wonder why that was.
35 years ago.
Why?
35 years ago, the secretary says.
Wonder why?
5 years
So
ago,
wonder why,
nobody's
I
ever.
mean, we raise property, but why do we, why is that?
Kathleen, do you ever remember?
No.
Oh.
It's not
No.
that
Didn't think it was an
Yeah.
auction because it
I
didn't
thought we're low on
It
everything.
doesn't.
generate that much. That basically.
And then they asked,
I have no problem with, I mean, I don't care. I mean, as a raise mine, just like I raise everybody else.
I think every 35 years you ought to adjust the
Vehicle tax.
vehicle tax.
Well,
Okay, so what do you suggest we raise it to?
So how, so we got on this, can we, I don't,
Now,
Still
the
right.
particular, on the property, I know all the steps. On the motor vehicle, since we haven't done it, even if you set it
Well,
at
I
that,
think we
I'll
need to
have to
raise
see that
vehicle
there has
tax.
to
Well,
be.
property usually goes
To,
up,
what,
vehicle
28?
goes down.
at least,
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
Orange
The
County's the
value,
next
yes,
lowest, that's
yes.
27.
But as far
Or it
as,
can be the
you know,
lowest.
passing the tax on the motor vehicle, I don't know the actual process.
We're looking at,
You can,
Floyd's
you all have set the
55.
property tonight already.
Floyd's 55,
yeah,
So motor tax,
Johnson is
I have to see
52.
If you have to, we
52,
have to
Johnson.
advertise, you don't have to do anything
Elliott,
else with the property.
that's
With the motor
56.
vehicle.
Of course, then you go to the independent schools, of course, Paintsville 72, and
Or if you
Pikeville
have to
Pitt
have hearing.
79.
Well, Lawrence County's is-
Pike County's
and would that take
55.
from like
Pike County 55.
people or
McGough
would
was
it take from the
57,
person?
everybody's around the,
This
Mid-
higher
except us,
percentage,
except
would that
us in
take
Lawrence
money
County.
from the
We're
person? Well, it would,
22.3 and Lawrence is
Should
27.
we raise
No,
it?
no, it's entirely ours. It's ours.
No, right.
Scott County, if you wanna look at, go, they're 54.3.
If you
They
did,
had us 59.2.
if you did 26.9, you'd still be below, you'd
Yeah,
still be
no,
the
I don't
lowest.
know if
Tammy
you
has
have to have
to check on
hearing on the motor
People
vehicle.
like
I
that.
have
You
to
wanna be
find
the
those
lowest?
things out.
No, I don't wanna be the
Right on
lowest.
that.
We don't pay our fair share. I don't wanna be the lowest.
If we went to 25, it would be like.
But if people say, well, you raised it, say, yeah, but we're still the lowest in the state.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I mean, here's the thing, if you raised it.
We can't do anything tonight anyway. She has to check on it and see if
Okay.
it has to be advertised or has to be.
And make sure,
It doesn't
you know,
have-
you check on it, make sure I got the right, numbers on the surrounding districts, because my eyesight.
I don't think it has to be advertised. I think it's just a way of
Generating.
getting out of it.
Well, what,
Anybody got a motion to make?
No, Tammy said that.
Oh, you did?
I'm sorry. I said I don't know, I know the steps
No,
and the
for sure.
legalities of the property tax. I do not, of course.
Oh,
since it
I'm
hasn't been
sorry.
taxed. That's okay. I don't know the legalities or the steps of how to raise motor vehicles.
I withdraw my
Yeah, because
she-
of it-
objection to
She wants to
that.
make sure it's
I
legal
mean, it's been
and everything's
35
done right.
years.
So is this something like?
Let's see, I'm sure that in 35 years, the boards have gone before us, they have probably been checking on it too. They'll report back any day now.
Okay.
I didn't know, well, if it's like the other thing to where you, if you go above 4%, then you have to have a hearing.
That's what she was
That's
saying.
why I said, I
That's
need
what she
to
was
check
saying.
on
She
the
needs to check and make
legalities
sure.
of how to raise the motor vehicle. And I can find that out, really quick, but I don't know that right now. The utility tax usually stays the same at three. So
I'd
you
go
could
with you,
do
Roger.
Yeah, I think on
property and
this,
utility, and then we'll check on the motor
Roger.
vehicle.
I'd go with you.
well, I mean, we're 22, we're,
Okay, do we get
How
a
the
motion to table that
districts-
Until you check on it.
until you check on it?
Right. I mean, you
Okay.
could even pass it as far as that goes, but before it becomes a true rate, I'd have to know the process. You see what I'm saying?
I'd rather wait for the
Okay.
process.
Yes,
So you-
okay, I have a motion to table the utility tax until she gives us some further information.
Or motor vehicle.
Motor vehicle.
I'm sorry, motor vehicle. It's been a long day. Do I have a second?
but make sure you check those,
Surrounding.
numbers, yeah, but
Okay.
I think I'm right on this.
Okay, I will do that. I should have that chart actually somewhere because I did run that by.
It was surprised, it shocked me actually that we were 22.3 and everybody else was 50 or above.
No, I believe you're right because I did check that once before.
I think last year,
I
you gave it to
presented
us last
that.
year that we were the lowest
Yeah.
in the area.
Yes,
We have the highest wage rate. Or the highest rate wage.
yes.
And Pike Independent was 79.3, and Paintsville was 72.7. Of course, most of the rest of them were in the 50s.
So, okay,
Second to the motion?
yes.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. The next one is the utility tax.
I vote no on that.
And I'll second that, if that's a motion.
What? I don't know what's going on.
What?
On the last one. Utility tax, uh-huh.
Oh, I vote no on that last.
Oh,
We have to have.
okay, now wait a minute. Okay.
4-1 to table.
To
I vote no to table.
Okay.
Oh,
He votes
table.
no
I
to
just-
table.
I got this thing about
Utility
tabling
tax.
things.
Okay. Okay, the next one was our utility tax, which is at 3%.
Yes, and it's been that way for a long time, and I think,
But it ain't 3%,
5 years.
I think it should stay.
Because
it
I think they
ain't,
raised
it ain't
hours
3%,
and that.
it's 0.3, is that correct, or is that 3?
And I think it's 3.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it's 3.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
Okay, anybody have any comment on that, or?
I don't know anything what the other taxes are, so I don't know.
I think the majority are around 3.
Huh?
I think the majority are 3. The majority surrounding districts would probably be 3 on the utility
Okay.
tax.
Any more comments or anything on the utility tax? If not, do I have a motion to?
I make a motion that stays.
Stays at 3,
Stays as
okay.
is.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Our next item is going to be,
Well, can I ask Tammy a question
go
first?
ahead.
When these tax rates are set, the state does it, correct? The state sets our tax rate.
No, we set our tax rates, the state gives you
Recommends.
numbers of recommendations,
Okay.
and it shows you how much you.
All right. So they don't make any recommendation as far as motor vehicle tax or utility tax, they don't? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just, on property, they
On property.
usually recommend a 4% to keep up with salaries
I
and
did not know
costs
that.
and.
Back to compliment.
I did not know that.
I will leave.
We're talking the other day.
Okay.
I mean, to my knowledge, yes, to
Huh?
my
Sorry.
knowledge, yes.
Okay.
Okay, our next item is discussion and possible action on superintendent search.
All right, I talked, Mike Oder, when we done this thing before, we paid the KSBA $8,000. That's not a big deal, but I just want to make sure that what was done before the last superintendent was hired, we know that the teachers have to elect representatives. We know that the administrators, principals have to elect their representatives. Classified people elect their representatives. Parents elect their representatives. And who did I leave out? Teachers. We have classified, certified administrators, parents,
Board members.
and board members, one board member, okay? Mike Oder set all this stuff up, but if I'm not mistaken, when Mike set this thing up, all he did was, the election is the big thing.
It is.
The election was held here, and the election.
Election.
Yeah, one. And Mike didn't oversee it or anything like that. They didn't do anything. It was left up to us to do, correct?
The election.
The
It's not
election.
just, but it's not just that.
Election of what?
Election of the people that was on the committee.
Yeah.
No.
Which-
Well, it's,
The interviews was done here. I mean, we did the board does the interviews, okay?
Right, but what was the election here for? What are you talking about, Gary?
what are you talking about, Gary?
The election.
The votes, I believe, were
Each
counted
member.
here.
Yeah,
The
the
votes
election.
were counted here
Yeah, the
for
election
those people on
of
that committee, right?
Yes.
your teacher
The
representative.
teacher representatives, when I was elected, I was elected by the largest organization representing teachers, which is the MCEA.
Yeah.
The MCEA had, there was a person at each school representing MCEA who tallied the votes, and they came in to the president and they decided, that the tally was made by them.
Yeah,
And the PTO or PT something, parent organization, it was up to them to rightfully and legally and sweetly choose someone to be elected. And the board members had a board, I reckon that you were on there when I was on that, back when I was teaching. And so, talking about an election here.
no elections. Well, no, not here.
Nominations. I
Nominations.
think the word is nomination.
Okay, yeah, the nominations and then the elections, I guess, yeah, that would be the,
I don't understand. We do not nominate anyone.
no, we don't, but I'm talking about teachers do. The teachers nominate, classified nominate.
It has to be done in this room?
No, what I'm saying,
You said here.
no, well,
Yes, you did.
here, okay, when I say here, I mean here in the district. Here's what I'm saying, is that we will pay, and I have no problem paying them, $8,000 to oversee this. But the thing about it is the last time they really didn't oversee it. Mike Oder didn't come up here and do that. If I'm not mistaken, Carolyn did it.
So they didn't do a search.
Yeah, they do a search.
I think
They don't-
that's what-
they don't
that's
just
what-
come-
I don't
just
think
come
they
down
fool
here and
with-
do that.
Elections.
They advertised.
They advertise for us,
Yes.
and it's not only in the state of Kentucky, it's other states. It's all over the place, right? I wish Mr. Schmidt was here.
Do they advertise? Or do they just post it on the,
KSBA, it was posted.
okay, I mean, it's,
advertising.
I have no problem with it being done either way.
Well, I make a motion, we don't do it.
You don't do it, don't look for it.
Don't pay the $8,000. I make the motion that we advertise ourselves, and
We do it ourselves, okay.
that's what I make a motion for.
Okay.
Okay, but it's got, okay, but it will be,
A motion is on the floor.
can it be posted on the KDE
I'll
web?
second it.
Huh?
It'll be posted on the KDE website,
Yes,
right?
it will be, yeah, it has to be done.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
it has to be.
For 30 days, we have to post it in area, 30 days on the web registry.
In area.
And no.
No, statewide.
It's statewide, statewide, yeah,
Yeah, it has to
So-
be.
it's statewide.
And then you all will go ahead and do the election for the certified, classified, or principal, and,
So,
You all decide when we need to post it.
so who will oversee the
I'll
process?
oversee the nominations and all that, I guess, the head of the
I
KEA
think that's
will.
what Roger was gonna say, Gary.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, that,
That's fine, go ahead.
okay, who's gonna do that?
Is it KDE that does it?
KEA president, which is at the high school, he will send a name of the teacher.
I mean,
that-
who's overseeing the overall process?
I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Overall.
over all of it. That would be totally up to you all. I mean, I have done it in the past. All I can do is get you all names, and they do the interviews, the committee does the interviews. They bring you all the applications that they, and you all can pick,
That they, what do you mean?
the
We
committee.
can't get on KDE ourselves and get them off of KDE?
You
At
can,
the,
they will bring the applications,
Yeah, to us.
KDE will?
You'll get the resumes, right?
the applications.
The applications, yes,
Yes.
I mean applications. They will come into the board. Is that not what they did last time? They come into the board?
The you all, my voter did those
Yeah, I
last
think
time.
it was
and
the
sent those to
KSBA,
you all.
Mike
Go ahead.
Oder- Mike Oder brought it to, which I was on the search committee. And
Okay.
he brought it to us, which then broke it down, of course. I'm sure we won't have the same number, we had 33 last time, but each
It was
member on
30.
the search committee
Yeah,
kind of
30.
took like 5 or 6 per person, and of course, everybody looked at the applications, but then we were assigned 6 to go out and talk to the references and whomever character people that listened, or
So-
those people that didn't.
So did the board narrow that 33 down to 5 or 6?
The search committee narrowed it down to 6,
Uh-huh.
which was then the board interviewed those 6.
Plus one.
7,
Plus one.
plus.
They interviewed
plus
7.
one, Okay.
And what it is, when the board starts interviewing, then you kind of narrow
That's
it
what was
down
selected was 6.
until you
The
select
one
your.
was added.
And the board can ask for any
Yes.
application. I mean, you can ask for
All.
as many as you all want or all.
We will do the interview of the final selection.
But we can request all of them.
We can.
Now, does that come through KDE? Who gets the applications from KDE? Or does KDE have anything to do with it once they post it?
I think you've already kicked them off.
KDE.
KSBA is what you picked on.
Yeah,
well,
KSBA is what we kicked off, not KDE.
Okay.
So KDE
Okay.
just
They
advertises
will-
for us, actually.
And they will come to here. All applications will come here.
Oh, okay.
All applications come in.
I get mixed up.
And then the search
They go out
committee,
to the search committee.
then the search
ACT.
committee reviews them, I guess, was the term.
KDE does or no?
And then search committee
Search
makes a
committee, okay.
recommendation, which the board can look at or add to, or whatever.
I think it probably would cut down a lot of trouble. I mean, I know $8,000 is a lot of money, but it's a lot of money, but,
We've already got a motion.
We've
A
got a
second
motion and a
Huh?
second.
okay.
We're gonna move, let's take a vote.
Okay, all in favor of not having KSBA do it, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Uh,
Motion carries.
All right,
Zero stop.
I don't really have one, okay.
Okay.
Abstention?
It goes with the, you know,
You
and it goes with the
abstain, so
majority.
He abstained, so he goes with the majority.
Yeah, I abstain because, I mean, I can see the advantage of having them both
Well, they
ways.
didn't use it last year.
I don't
Right,
feel
so
lonely.
sustain, you go with the majority.
Well, I really don't
I
like,
just don't,
I know.
I,
Remember that's how she explained it?
look, yeah, that's exactly right. I just don't know the process now that we're going to, of who gets the applications.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it, because I don't
let's-
either.
Yes, the
All I know
applications
is
will
they
come
spent
to the office.
$8,000 the last time they hired a superintendent, and he didn't make the list.
That's fine. I just don't know the other way, how to, you know, I'd like to
Let's
know.
talk about
I'd like
that.
to
But see,
find out.
we did that before. Carolyn has the whole process. I've talked to her about it. The applications will come to the board. And in the meantime, they'll be getting their committee ready.
I tell you
Okay.
what, to make this easier and not go about, could someone get an email ready and send out to all of us
Because I
on
don't know.
how the process? Mr. Superintendent, could
Yes.
you
Step by step.
talk
I'm
to
slow.
KDA or,
Yeah, you probably,
KDE and,
just talk to Mike Smith, our attorney. and have him-
yeah, that's what I was wanting.
well, I just want an email.
Maybe just inform Mr. Schmidt, and maybe ask him to send us the process, and step by step. So,
And would it be
And I
possible,
don't have to be that person, guys. I do not have to be that person that the applications.
well, see, that's what I was thinking. I would like for the applications to come to, say, our board attorney.
You,
Huh?
no, just kidding.
What's next on the
I
agenda?
wouldn't do that.
Why?
Next on the agenda is
I'm
motion
trying to
to
save
adjourn.
money. I mean, I just.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion to adjourn. I need a second.
I'll second.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm trying to find-
See you guys.
No, he's made the motion.